One of the most fascinating storylines of this entire NBA offseason has got to be, what are the Golden State Warriors going to do with their draft pick? Now look, man, I'm going to be honest, for all you know, this video could be 100% irrelevant by the time the draft lottery comes about, because for all you know, the Golden State Warriors could end up with, like, I don't know, the 4th pick in the NBA draft and not have an opportunity to even draft anyone that special. But at the same time, if you're in a position to draft LaMelo Ball, James Wiseman, Anthony Edwards, or Obi Toppin, I think you're going to be in pretty good shape, and I don't really think you could go wrong. No matter who they get, they're going to be in pretty good shape. But there's another issue. There is the chance that the Golden State Warriors just end up packaging this pick alongside Andrew Wiggins and maybe a couple of other assets and try to get themselves another star. It could be Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't think it would be Bradley Beal, but I'm just throwing out possibilities for you guys. Well, in this video, we're just going to discuss one possibility, and that lone possibility is if the Golden State Warriors are in a position to draft LaMelo Ball, are they going to do it? And we're also going to give you what Lavar Ball thinks about the scenario and analyze why he gave the response he did. Now, before we jump into the content, guys, we just started posting content back on the Theflightmike channel again on a consistent basis. It's so good to be back. I miss the NBA. I miss making content for you guys. If you could take a moment to drop a like, you don't even have to subscribe, but drop a like to help the channel grow. And if you actually like my content, subscribe and turn my notifications on, because every like will help me get over the fact that I got my ankles broken by flight earlier this June. Now that that's out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Your boy Theflightmike back again with some NBA news. Now, guys, we have a lot to get to here, so I'm just going to jump straight into it. If you have been paying attention to the Golden State Warriors throughout this season, you'd know that they're pretty freaking bad. And throughout the entire season, they've been throwing us curveballs. If you haven't noticed, I don't blame you, but since my entire job is based upon bringing you guys news, I've seen moments where they said they're targeting Anthony Edwards. I've seen moments where they've said they're targeting James Wiseman. And then I've seen moments where they've said that they're targeting LaMelo Ball. So what I'm getting from all this is a gigantic smokescreen. Now look, man, here's the interesting thing about LaMelo Ball. Throughout his entire career, the guy's played point guard. And the first thing we need to discuss is whether or not LaMelo Ball fits onto the Golden State Warriors. If the Warriors get the #1 overall pick, should they even draft LaMelo Ball? Now, I want you to take a moment, all right? Just put yourself in Bob Myers' shoes for a second. Take a deep breath. You have the top pick in the NBA draft. You have a ton of options in front of you. The options that I presented in the intro of the video, you could go with a position of need and draft James Wiseman, your center of the future. You could draft a player that is in the mold of Draymond Green and Obi Toppin, or you could draft a exciting point guard prospect like LaMelo Ball, or even Anthony Edwards. Who do you pick? Take a moment, take like 5 to 10 seconds. Let me know your answer in the comment section down below. Okay, you got it? Great, good. Let's move on. The first thing we need to discuss is whether or not LaMelo Ball fits onto the Golden State Warriors. And there's this narrative that states that no, he does not fit onto the Golden State Warriors because he is a point guard and Steph Curry is a point guard and Klay Thompson is a shooting guard. There's enough guards on that team. There's no way LaMelo Ball is going to fit onto that roster. Well, look, one little discrepancy. We're going based off of what he's listed as. For all you know, at the Combine, he's listed as something else. Wikipedia actually has him listed at 2 heights. It says he's listed at 6'7" and 181 pounds, and then it also says he's listed at 6'8". So that's pretty interesting. But if you go even further down, It says that his position is point guard and shooting guard. Well, there's one thing about LaMelo that a lot of people haven't paid attention to. There's one thing that I absolutely love about his game. LaMelo Ball is a very gifted scorer, and he has tremendous court vision. Now, I don't know if his court vision is on par with Lonzo's, because Lonzo had significantly steeper competition at the NCAA level, so the sample we got from Lonzo is a little bit more reliable than LaMelo. But based off of what we've seen when LaMelo was playing for Illawarra, it looks like he is more than capable of finding the open teammate and more than capable of scoring if need be. Now, once again, it's really hard to go based off of basic statistics, but when LaMelo was playing in the NBL, he was able to average 7 assists this year. No matter what league you're in, if you're dishing out 7 assists, then that's a pretty good sign that you're more than a capable facilitator. But there's another thing that I want you to pay attention to, and this is yet another thing that no one's really acknowledging. He's a 6'7" point guard, which means he's going to be filling a niche very similar to Ben Simmons, only LaMelo Ball is capable of shooting and scoring the 3-ball. And I don't know why this isn't discussed enough. I don't think anyone discusses this as much as they should. With that being said, LaMelo Ball could technically be listed as a point guard, but dude, Steph Curry isn't a ball-dominant guard. He doesn't usually make plays with the ball in his hands. He's a score-first point guard. Klay Thompson as well. He could create his own shot. Both players could create their own shot, but they're more than happy running around screens as they're trying to catch and shoot the open 3. You combine that with the fact that LaMelo Ball is a 6'7" point guard, which means he could easily play the small forward position, and the fact that he's a capable facilitator, and the fact that he can hit the 3-ball, dude, without a doubt, there's not a better player for the Golden State Warriors to draft with the number 1 pick, assuming they get the number 1 pick, than LaMelo Ball. Now, of course, there's a huge if in this situation. For all you know, his listed height could be a lie, and Lavar Ball is kind of notorious for shying away from the truth. But even furthermore, and this is what kind of drives me crazy, everyone's favorite sports helicopter parent is back at it again, because as soon as the Warriors stated they might be interested in LaMelo Ball, and as soon as the Warriors met with LaMelo via Zoom call, which is official according to Anthony Slater, they met with him earlier this June to, I guess, get acquainted with one another. I guess that's how you have to make interviews happen now. According to Lavar Ball, and he said this on a podcast called Say Less with Kaz, Lavar said that he doesn't like Golden State because he believes his son is the best player in the draft, and he doesn't believe the Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson would be a good fit because they would ask LaMelo Ball to fill a role and not be the star player Lavar believes he can be. Lavar said, that's the part I don't like about Golden State. They got Klay and the other guys, and now you want to put Melo in that mix to say you got to follow these guys. Melo ain't no follower. He don't need to do what they do. Let them do their thing. There's a reason you are looking at my son. He's talented and can play the game. It ain't that hard. Guy is open and you pass it to them. You open and you've been working on your shot. Shoot the ball. It's fast-paced. It's good. But don't be like Melo got to his turn and wait for 2 or 3 years to go by and learn from the veterans. Ain't about that. Can you play or not? And when you special, how do you coach somebody special? You just enjoy it, and they special because of the things they do. Enjoy it, let him do what he does. Now, here's the thing that just drives me a little nuts, because LaVar Ball said some additional stuff after it. It drives me a little crazy that LaVar has this idea that hero ball is dominant in the NBA. If you look at the last championship teams, championships were built on the backs of good team play. It wasn't really like Kawhi Leonard carried the Raptors to a championship. He had Pascal Siakam helping him out. The Golden State Warriors had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Hell, their mantra was strength in numbers before Kevin Durant got there. So if you want a good example of what LaMelo Ball's life would be if he went to the team that LaVar Ball wanted him to go to, it would be literally what Trae Young's going through in Atlanta right now. But LaVar isn't done. LaVar also mentioned that if the Warriors have the number 1 overall pick, of course they're going to draft LaMelo Ball. And to quote him exactly, he said, "At the end of the day, this is about money and business. Melo will put people in them seats. That's one thing he can do. Who in the draft is going to put people in them seats besides Melo?" Now, the thing that blows my mind is the Warriors have Curry and Thompson. They already are capable of filling up the seats. I think Lavar Ball wants LaMelo Ball to just go to the New York Knicks. It makes a lot of sense. He just wants a nice, large market so he could reattempt building his brand. And of course, he is a helicopter parent, as we do know. So my take on this, and of course, the Warriors have a 14% chance at getting the number 1 pick anyway, is LaVar, you should be very, very thankful if LaMelo Ball gets drafted to the Warriors, and here is why. Steph Curry's current age is 32 years old. Klay Thompson's current age is 30 years old. So there's only like so many more years that Curry could be the incredible dominant guard that he is and could be the absolute matchup nightmare that he is. Of course, he's going to need somebody to take that pressure off of him. While LaMelo is learning from Klay Thompson and Steph Curry during the tail end of their prime, LaMelo will also be in a position to compete for championships. That's not a position many players get the opportunity to do so right off the bat after coming into the NBA. Even furthermore, if you had the opportunity to get drafted by a team that has an established culture, that has a championship pedigree, wouldn't you prefer to go to the team that's guaranteed not to ruin your son's potential, as opposed to going to a team that has been notorious for drafting poorly and failing to develop their draft picks and trading away the only good draft pick they've made over the past, I want to say 15 something years, unless if I'm forgetting somebody. And I'm talking about the Knicks, man. At the end of the day, if LaMelo Ball balls out in Golden State, he's going to have the same amount of eyeballs on him as if he were to ball out in New York, because Golden State is probably going to be more of a contender. I believe that Lavar Ball really needs to take a lesson from what happened to Lonzo Ball's career and sit this one out. Lonzo's doing a lot better after he's distanced himself from the big baller brand and his dad, and I really would hate to see LaMelo Ball's potential get ruined by his dad. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I just really have to discuss this. Aside from that, I'm your boy, Theflightmike, and I'll catch you guys in our next upload.